Okay. I'm Linda Locke, for anybody that's new here, and Happy New Year, everyone. It's great to be back. Too bad we couldn't be together. I felt really bad that we couldn't get together, but the majority of the board felt like it wasn't worth going out and risking life and limb for tonight. So we are doing this by Zoom, so that's great. So, and I sent out the meeting, the minutes for the meeting from December. Boy, anybody that wasn't there missed a wonderful show. The highlights were Piedmont Middle's Orchestra, Sierra Mont's choir, and Sierra Mont's band, and they just performed like they'd been doing it forever. It was really, really wonderful. I was so proud. It's so nice to show it off. And then there was an article in the paper just the other day saying how sad it is that a lot of school districts cut out their music program and their fine arts and stuff. So I said, oh, well, that wasn't us, boy. We always have kept it. So I was really proud of that. So I see you're here tonight, Captain Freyer, so we'll be calling on you eventually. And I saw Jeremy Jones, Lieutenant Jones. Thanks for coming. You guys missed that wonderful show. So, but we had a great time. Plus, we had a lot of cookies. Anyway, all right. And then Treasurer's report. Susan, you want to give a quick report?
Hi, everybody. This is Susan, the treasurer for BCAC. So the report for December of 2022, we had a beginning balance on December 1st, 2022 of $3,156.78. There were no changes, so the balance remains the same. The City of San Jose's District 4 grant had a balance of $10,000. There's no changes to that. And the City of San Jose Cycle 4 grant had a balance of $5,000, and there's no changes to that. The Not a Noble Charter on December 1st, 2022, there was a balance of $15,102.16. There were 3 expenses in the month of December, and they were all for the legal consulting and work done by the Silicon Valley Law Group, and also Starbird Consulting, which is somebody with Silicon Valley Law Group. So one, let's see, the October 20th invoice was $2,937.50. October 31st invoice was $1,242.50. And the November 30th invoice for legal fees was $4,365.20. So at the end of December, that left a balance in the Not a Noble Charter funds of $6,556.96. We don't have any updates yet on the Cycle 5 grant that we submitted for with the City of San Jose. So once we have that information by the next meeting, we'll let you know if we were awarded that grant, and that'll be for park. More upgrades to the park is our proposal. And right now it is January, so we're collecting $10 dues. We hope to see you at February's meeting, and I'll be there collecting $10, which will get you through the whole year of BCAC meetings.
All right. Any questions so far? No? All right. Thank you.
Wait, I have a question, Linda.
Oh, was there a question? Okay.
Susan, the billing from the Silicon Valley Law Group represents a final billing, correct?
Final billing in the $6,556.96 is left from the GoFundMe account, the monies received.
And I would expect that we as a board will take this up at the next meeting. I suspect, I know that I will be proposing and motioning that we disband the Not a Noble Committee. They have done their job beautifully, and I'm really impressed. And then we'd recharter another group to take the residual funds of the $6,556.96 and put that into park improvement, which was the commitment that we made when we took on this assignment. So well done to all the team on the Not a Noble, and thank you, Susan, for making that happen.
Yeah, you're welcome. You know, it was great to be a part of the Not a Noble Charter, and what an amazing job between, you know, the entire community and Councilman Cohen, just, you know, saving our park and finding a great alternative.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, up next is our police report, Captain Todd Dreher.
Thank you, Linda, and hello, everyone. Happy New Year. This is what I look like when I'm undercover. So this is how dark it is in my car. I just finished another meeting, so I'm glad I could make it and just give you an update on what I'm seeing in the area.
Oh, good.
You might not have noticed, but there's been a lot of rain lately. And I am very happy with the work of all the public works folks and the first responders, the officers and the firefighters who are out there day and night, giving us updates on what's happening and watching the creeks. The city did open up their emergency operations center a couple different times to make sure we've been on top of everything. And I've been up there for hours, and they're doing a really good job. So I'm glad things are going well. I'm knocking on fake wood to keep it that way. And that of course is the big thing that's happening now. I will also point out, I told you at the last few months worth of meetings that I focused heavy on traffic fatalities in our division in Foothill. It's kind of a campaign with our traffic enforcement unit, which you may have seen them a lot on White, Piedmont, Sierra, and Suncrest, but also our patrol officers have committed to going out to the hot spots in your area and working real hard to be visible, if that's either enforcement or just being visible. And I do want to report that I think it worked in the last 3.5 months, which is the last quarter. The Foothill Division has had 0 fatal accidents. And I have never, in 2 years of being your captain, I've never had 0 before. So I do believe that, combined with you driving slower or just the community paying attention, it worked. And in other divisions have had, there's 4 divisions, have had 2 or 4, all of them have had at least 4 fatalities. So thank you for your part. Hopefully that's part of the equation. And I think we're going to keep doing that. We're going to be vigilant to keep people safe and alive and keep them from getting hurt. I will report a little bit on what I'm seeing as far as enforcement and patrol. We had 9 stops on Sierra Road between Piedmont and the open space, which is all the way up the hill where the mudslide was. That's a lot more than normal, but the officers have been working up there. We've been getting complaints of speed, and most of the stops have been for speed or for just vehicle code violations. They did 145 stops total for the whole area, all of Berryessa area, and a few arrests for warrants and a lot of citations. I see a lot of traffic units out there, especially on Berryessa, slowing people down, which helps with the keeping people from getting hurt. You only had 1 real stolen car in the last 30 days, which is very low. It was a red Mini, and it's still missing right now. A Mini, and all the other cars that were stolen were recovered by the police, and some arrests have been made. Your burglaries were down. The big burglary for the whole division was at Eastridge Mall last night. Some guy at 2 a.m. busted through a window at Eastridge, a little far from you, but the police were ready. They happened to be kind of in the parking lot, and they caught the guy. So he went to jail last night. It's always fun to catch a burglar. They're not easy to catch.
Yeah.
And I've continued the walking beat officers at Berryessa and Capitol. I do see calls for service out there. Most of them are a lot minor, knock on wood. They're a lot less violent than they used to be. And I attribute that to, yes, definitely the cold weather, but also I think there's a greater police presence. Councilmember Cohen and I did a walk out there, and the businesses email me now and tell me when they have issues and what they're dealing with. And I can have the walking beat officers kind of reciprocate that connection, and they can check out things that are bugging them. And I think that makes your life better when you go shopping at Safeway or any of those other businesses. That's kind of my update for now. thank you very much, Linda, and I'll take any questions if you have any, or listen to
Susan,
Jeremy.
Susan had a question about the robbery at 7-Eleven on Piedmont Road. It happened a while back, I think you said,
Oh,
Susan.
yeah, Susan, I think that was the one where multiple kids or young people, sorry, can't say kids, ran into the business and kind of took over the register
Oh,
and stole a bunch of cigarettes and alcohol. Does that, I don't know if they posted that on Nextdoor or not, but I do know that there has been a significant investigation related to that. And Linda, you had brought up incident on Burgundy and Suncrest. You asked me
Yeah.
about.
yeah.
So I pulled all of them because I don't see something that sticks out to me, except for I do see a search warrant that happened out there. And I bet you that's what you probably heard about or saw, was a lot of police go to a search warrant like that.
Yeah.
And that's probably what
Yeah,
it
they
was.
were just
All the
wondering
rest,
what was going on. Yeah, the neighbors wanted to know just what was going on. They saw all the cars. And, yeah.
it was a search warrant, and all the other events, and there's a lot of events right there, are all traffic enforcement. I mean, there must be 15 of them just right there because of that stop sign. It's kind of an easy one.
Wow. Wow. Are there any other questions from anyone? Not that I can see people. Nothing? Okay. Well, thank you, Captain Trevor. It's good to see you again. And we'll
Thank you, Linda.
continue our relationship. We appreciate all your knowledge and your help here. So we love our community. So all right, the sheriff, Lieutenant Jeremy Jones. Did you get back in? He was gonna.
I got back in. I apologize.
good.
I was on another Zoom meeting, so it kind of froze my audio.
Oh,
So good evening, everybody, and hopefully everybody's healthy and with this flu bug that's going around. My family got hit really hard, and so did our department in the later months of December. So hopefully everybody's healthy and has a happy new year. So to report, there's been a lot of movement at the sheriff's office, as you guys probably seen in the media. We had a new sheriff that's been elected, and there's a lot of filling out process. A lot of captains have been moving. So for our headquarters patrol for our Berryessa, we have a new captain. He's actually really good. He used to work in our RADF division, and what RADF is, it's a undercover, our undercover unit that goes after stolen vehicles and really, really dangerous people. So he knows the area really well. And he's our new patrol captain. So when we all get back in person, I'm hoping that the new division captain and Sheriff Johnson joins us at one of our meetings. So so everybody could ask some questions. So we'll extend that. I tell them how great these meetings are and how welcoming everybody is. So hopefully we can get that accomplished at the next in-person meeting.
great.
With that, we've been working a lot. As you know, we don't have too much jurisdiction in our Berryessa area. We have little pockets here and there.
Yeah.
Not too much to report. A lot of it has been warrant arrests, where our deputies are making stops. They actually located a vehicle off Alum Rock, and it was actually assigned to a vehicle burglary that happened off of Suncrest. So they're able to connect with San Jose officer. They found some property, and they were able to connect that. I went off duty as that investigation was finishing, so I didn't get to see the completion of it. And I'm sorry, I've been all over with the floodings in South County and the evacuations off 152. So I left my notes back, so I can't give you guys the exact notes, but I've been encouraging my team, especially up on Sierra Road. So there was a mudslide. Units have been up there, and cars have been going all the way up to the top. They've been realizing that they can't hang out or party up there, or it's getting really congested. So they're parking, and they're turning around and they're speeding down a lot. So what we've been having our deputies do, go up there, and unfortunately there is a lot of cars up there. So instead of trying to hold one or two units, trying to hold all those cars free when cars are trying to drive down, they're basically shooing them all the way off and giving them the warning on the PA system. But hopefully sometime soon we can talk with our council and our San Jose partners and CHP, and we can do a traffic enforcement again, especially in the summer when it starts getting a little bit warmer, when more cars go up there, and we could do a no tolerance traffic enforcement kind of sting like we did a 3-day thing. So a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then put it out on the all the social medias and let people know the awareness. And hopefully we get some media behind it, so we let people know that, you know, although it is a good spot to go up there and see the view, it is also illegal to park up there, especially when the open observatory is closed. So we want to bring a little bit more awareness and work with our city boards to kind of back us up on that. Another update, I gave you guys an update in November about flock technology. I know I got an email about it, about talking about it. We are in the works, working with our county board of supervisors. A lot of agencies around us are using flock. And if you guys don't know what flock is the automatic license plate readers that a lot of agencies are using. And what it's a tremendous system. We're using it over in Cupertino, Saratoga, and Los Altos Hills. Soon as people have stolen license plate, it's basically the same technology as when you go to Santana Row and they charge you for parking now. So as soon as you get a ticket, it takes a picture of your driver's license. I mean, your vehicle's license. And now what it does is it runs it with the DMV system to make sure that license plate is not stolen, wanted person, a missing person. So we've had a lot of success over in Saratoga. We've only had it for 6 months, and we had countless arrests on very, very violent people. So as we know, traditionally Sierra Road is an area where criminals like to go up there and gather and, I don't know, game plan or whatnot. But that's our next plan of action. So hopefully when it gets approved by the board and we get cameras in place, we'll definitely let you guys know. But it's working, and we're really working closely with the board of supervisors. And the reason why we're thinking about or we're pushing this is because, as you know, Sierra Road, Suncrest, all that, they're kind of remote. They're all the way up there. And for a deputy just to be sitting up there, one deputy by himself, it's kind of a safety hazard. But also, there's so much area that both San Jose and we have to cover with limited officers. So that ALPR system will automatically detect us if there's a car with a missing license plate, a stolen car, basically to protect property and life up there. So it'll get our units a heads up, and we'll go start up there. So that's on the board. I will continue and champion the flock system, and working with our board of supervisors to especially get that in our Berryessa area.
Great. Thank you for the update. That's very nice. Very well. I see a note here. Good news, flock tech update. So yeah, I think that'll be exciting. Yeah.
And if any of you guys are interested about more information on flock or request flock, please email me. And then that way I can pass it up my chain of command and to the board of supervisors about the interest from our Berryessa Community Center. So I'll put my email in the chat, or if Miss Locke, if you want to pass it out to the members or everybody here, please, you can email me and I can answer questions. I'm really responsible with my email on my days off even. So would love to hear about your guys' feedback on the flock and all that.
Yeah, that's great. Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. All right, you guys
And-
all have a good one, and we'll see you next month. I got to go back up to 152 because 101 was flooded. So
Oh gosh. Oh, Lord.
everybody be safe, please. Drive
Yeah.
carefully and
Yeah, that's why we're
correct.
meeting at home tonight. Yeah, so, yeah. Okay, thank you. In fact, CHP, Captain Oliver had emailed me and he said, I can't come tonight, even on Zoom. He says, we're out patrolling, he said, so everybody needs to be safe, and it's kind of scary out there. You've always got those characters that have to be in a hurry no matter what. So kind of frustrating. All right, thank you very kindly. We'll see you soon. Thanks, bye-bye. All right, Assembly Member Alex Lee, we get to see Anurag again, we haven't seen for a long time. So Anurag's gonna let us know about what's going on with Alex Lee.
Hi, Linda. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. Update that Joya has joined Councilmember Cohen's office. So she kind of left our office, but she is still in D4, and she's also a board member. So she's all yours now, I guess. So from our office, Assembly last month, new assembly term began on December 5th. So all the assembly members, new senators, they were sworn in Sacramento, and they started working on new legislation. Assemblymember Lee had his swearing in ceremony in the district on Saturday. And he also presented 11 bill ideas that he's going to be working on this year, and asked everybody to vote their top 2 so he can get some feedback from constituents. I think we had about 50 plus people attended the event. If you missed it, the swearing in ceremony is on his website. You can rewatch it. I'm sharing the link. And if you want to vote on the bill ideas, it's still live on our website. I'm sharing this link to, and you can vote for up to 4 bills that you like, and provide feedback. And we're still taking bill ideas from constituents. The legislative deadline to submit new bills this year is about late February. So if there's any idea about any bill, any reform, you are able to submit a proposal. You can visit our website. I'm putting that link as well. Other news from Assembly member, he was appointed chair of the Environmental Safety and Toxic Material Committee by Speaker Randon. So this means he will be leading a major committee in the state assembly for this term. And let's see what else I missed. Tomorrow is a big day for the governor. So governor will be kicking off the budget season by releasing his budget proposal. This will be a first look of how what our budget looks like for the next fiscal year. How much revenue we'll be getting, what's going to be funded. So that will kickstart the budget process in the assembly. So tomorrow is a big day. There'll be he'll be releasing around 10 o'clock, and then there'll be summary shared throughout the day, and we can share it next time. I'll send it over to Linda. So that's kind of what's happening in the assembly. He's working on introducing bills, and he has introduced one bill that was vetoed by governor last year, which is to tackle harmful impact of light pollution, especially on the birds. So that's reintroduced from last year. I don't know why governor vetoed it. It was a very popular bill. Even LA Times and some newspapers endorsed it too. I'm sharing information in the chat about it. But that's what we're working on. And I'll be sharing more information about upcoming events we'll be hosting next month. So this month is kind of like we hosted one event on Saturday. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer. Otherwise, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. It's nice to see you again.
Congratulations to Anurag, everyone.
Oh, really? What? Tim, you have to tell us now. What?
Well, I was in India and I got married.
Oh,
I came back after a month and a half. Thank you.
Oh, very nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah, very good. All right. Marlu, did you have something?
Me? No.
No? Okay, your name popped up here. I don't know why.
I don't know
She
why
said
either.
congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
No,
thank
that's
you.
why. Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, we're very happy to see you again. So,
Thank you.
okay. Do I have anybody else? Okay. All right. So next up would be our councilman, David Cohen.
Hi, good evening, everyone. It's good to be here with you. Happy New Year. I want to share just some what's going on in our office and in the city, but just first mention our focus this week has been on monitoring the creeks in the Berryessa community. The city has a list of creeks that are of most at risk in all of San Jose, and 2 of the 6 areas of highest risk are here in Berryessa, Penitentiary Creek over by Mabry and Independence High School, and Upper Penitentiary Creek now near between Toyon and Capitol, both gotten very high. Fortunately, the channels are high enough. The water's flowing. Also, Berryessa Creek North, the northern part of Berryessa, had some issues with some blockage and sedimentation. So we did some work in the last week, and I really want to thank, in addition to our Department of Transportation who's been out there, our very good partner Valley Water, who's really worked quite hard. They got a lot of heavy equipment out there at Berryessa Creek to dig up the sediment. If you drive up Piedmont Road now, you'll see the large mound of sediment that they removed from the river, from the creek there, that's flowing like a river now.
Yeah.
It's moving well because of the work that Valley Water and their contractors have done. And we've had a great partnership with Valley Water over the past week. And so I was out this morning checking all of those areas. And even though it looks crazy over at Mabry, and that floodplain is meant to flood during times like this, and it's doing its job. So it's impressive to see, but everything looks like it's in decent control. I let Mr. Santos give the more complete update as to how the water's doing. As we start a new year, I'm happy to announce a change in some of the staff members in my office. I'm excited that out of the 8 of us who work for you in District 4, that 5 are residents of District 4, which is really exciting. As of the beginning of the year, my new chief of staff is Lam Nguyen. I think many of you have met him at various events in the past, but hopefully he'll come around next month and visit in person. Marley Smith has rejoined our office and is now our district director. As was mentioned before, Jariah Hogg joined our office in December, and she's our policy director. We still have Hugo Jimenez, who's the community engagement director now for our office, along with Tim Orozco as our community liaison working on community events. And then Mara Privet, our operations manager, and Eric Osborne, our communications advisor, round out the team. So I'm excited about the team. We have a great team in place as we move into the year 3 in office. We've been busy in the community. Last Saturday, just a couple of days ago, we were out and planted 22 trees on Lundy, along with partnership from the Coyote Creek, Keep Coyote Creek Clean group and our city forest. So if you go between Berryessa and Sierra on Lundy along the east side, you'll see 22 new trees that were planted, and it was great fun to be out there. And it was nice to have the soil softer, made it easier. Our next dumpster day will be in early February. Will be actually held at the community center. Anybody who's in the target geography, which is everything south of Sierra Road, east of Capitol, will receive a piece of mail that will be your ticket to come and dump at that event. Our next community office hours is next Wednesday night, February 18th at River Oaks. More details will be in the newsletter this week. We could use more volunteers for some of our upcoming events. We have a neighborhood cleanup on January 21st. We're going to be doing many tree plantings this year, and we can always use help at our dumpster days. So if you're interested, email our office at district4@sanjoseca.gov and express your interest in volunteering. Tomorrow, the council will be meeting to kick off the new term, approving new committee assignments for all of us. I will continue to represent the Airport Commission and the Treatment Plan Advisory Committee and represent the city on the State League of Cities Board. I will also be, assuming that the council approves the assignments tomorrow, I will serve as chair of the Rules Committee and the Transportation and Environment Committee for the city. And then finally, I'm excited that City Hall is reopened again for student tours. So we're going to have student groups coming from various schools. We have a class coming from Brooktree on January 30th to get a tour of City Hall and meet with me. And on January 31st, a couple classes from Cherrywood will be there. And we'll be presenting a commendation at the council meeting to Cherrywood School for their Mandarin immersion program at the council meeting on January 31st. So that's all the news, and look forward to seeing you again in February.
Great. Oh, good report. Thanks. Lots of things going on.
Yep.
So that's exciting. Thanks for giving the report. We'd like to hear from Tim too, so.
Hey, I have a quick question for David.
Oh.
Okay.
Any insight as to who's going to be the vice mayor?
Yeah, it was just announced on Friday that Rosemary Kamei has been selected as the vice mayor.
Oh,
you.
But that won't be approved by council until the 24th of January, because that's what the city policy is, to wait till the second meeting of January to approve vice mayor.
Thank you.
okay. Thank you. Appreciate all the information. Especially the trees. I'm excited about that. That's nice. All right. Santa Clara Valley Water District, Richard Santos.
Good evening to everybody. Richard Santos, your director, Santa Clara Valley Water District, and Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everybody is safe and so on. And David's report was wonderful. It's really nice to have a council person that we work together on the same issues and very aggressively. Little update here. Bob Gross just got back from the therapy convalescent home, and he's back home. So he's the former director and a good friend of everybody in Berryessa. And I just talked to him tonight, and he said Lonnie's keeping him warm and he's doing a lot better. So that's a good note. As far as the flooding and so on, I've been on call 7/24. Our crews are working 7/24. I've had all kinds of phone calls. I made sure I called all the mayors in my district and told them I'm on call anytime they need something, whatever I can do. I also drove all of District 3 and 4 and made sure. And some people, of course, overreact because you get scared, whatever have you. So I was able to bring some confidence to some folks, because I could say, being the fire captain and losing everything I own 3 times in floods, I've got a lot of experience the hard way. But we're barely safe. Penitentiary, I was there tonight. It's running very rapidly, but safely. And I keep on looking at the areas. And of course, to all the people who did call in, thank you for calling in, because you're the ears and eyes that we need. And again, our crews are out there. Mike Flower called me the other day, and they had their culvert all jammed up, and it was at night. Our crews could not go inside of safety issues at night. So they did what they could. Then they came back in the morning and cleaned it out. And then, we have the unhoused issues. It's a very difficult time. We're trying to get people out of the creeks, and they leave their trash behind and clogs up the rivers. It's a very difficult time. But, during these emergencies, I appreciate David Cohen and, of course, everybody else, law enforcement, fire department, and everybody. We're all working together in a collaborative form, trying to get things done. So I saw the mayor of San Jose today. Mahan had a news conference. Our people were there. And I called Santa Clara Mayor Sunnyvale and everybody, and just offering whatever we can do. And if we can't do it, at least we'll say we'll try. So with that, I can go on and on. We've been real safe so far. We hope it could continue. We need the water. The dam level's around 38%. And when you have your critics about Pacheco and other areas, and see, it's what I keep on trying to tell people. That's why the dam was built. And if it was full right now, it would be helpful and would protect. But that's one of the problems we have today, people, the lack of common sense. It's a real difficult time. But you know what? We're up for the challenge. We're doing good. And I hope no one floods. So with that, thank you. You can always call me 7/24. And I have sent out to Ty and everybody, Penitentiary Group, Gene Marlowe, of course, the Berryessa, Alviso groups, all the latest stuff that's sent to me, I send it to you folks to make sure you know what's going on.
Great. We
Thank you.
appreciate that. You've been so faithful about giving your reports every single month for the last several years. So we certainly do appreciate you.
Thank
I
you.
was by Penitentiary Creek this morning around 8:30, and it was really clipping along. I was
had a
kind of giggled to
question.
myself, but yeah.
I had
Has-
a question.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Ron.
Is there any of that water in the penitentiary being diverted to the pond?
The water is diverted when we think it's appropriate and when we need it. Right now, the recharge is doing so good in our county because we've managed water well. So right now, they're actually just about full, all our recharge. So water will be coming there when needed.
Okay,
When we believe the maintenance is good enough for us to put water in it, whatever have you, it'll be done. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Any other questions? All right. BUSD Superintendent, Dr. Fuentes.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year. First, again, I just like to thank everyone for all of your accolades to our students for their December performance. They enjoyed being there, and certainly they have missed performing in front of live audiences. So it's been great to have those concerts back again. You didn't get the opportunity to see our Morrill students, but they're actually having a winter concert at the BYC this Friday at 1:30. So if any of you want to like check in at the BYC and listen to Morrill, they'll be performing right there at our community center. And so you're welcome to join us. Also just wanted to share at our December school board meeting, we did do our installation of our re-elected trustees as well as our new trustee, Jariah. So we welcome her to our governance team. In addition, our school board did do their rotation for leadership. So currently our new board president is trustee Kwan Nguyen. Our vice president is now trustee Jay Srinivasan, who I know is here on the call. So thank you for joining us, trustee Srinivasan. And our clerk for this year will be trustee Thelma Boak. So we look forward to their leadership in those positions for this next calendar year. Also, today was just our first day back from our holiday break. So nothing too exciting to share at this point, but I do want to reiterate the thanks from our district to Valley Water and the city of San Jose for all of the information and resources for our community in terms of navigating these storms and monitoring the floods. The district closely monitors that information. We share all those resources to our community on our social media outlets. And so thank you for that. Thank you, Councilmember Cohen, for checking in on our schools today. Appreciate, all the extra support because, I think the worst was last week and we were really grateful to have our students and staff at home, but certainly having everyone back today, we were prepared. We had custodial and maintenance staff monitoring our schools throughout the weekend, just so that they can ensure that classrooms were dry and students and teachers could be welcomed back appropriately today. We had a few minor leaks throughout our facilities, but nothing that our maintenance team wasn't able to address today. So greatly appreciate that. And just, again, just in terms of district staffing, we do have openings for grounds crew and for custodial support. So if any of you know of individuals looking for that type of work, please send them our way because they're critical to all of our schools' success, especially during times like this. So for now, that's all I have. We're looking forward to the rest of this half of the school year as we continue to move through. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. What a day to go back, honestly. So sad. But I used to wake up every morning and look out the window to see what I was going to be doing that day since I taught PE outside. So it's like, okay.
Well, I have to say we were highly concerned about staffing today. We have teachers and principals that live all over the Bay Area and commute in. But we were really, really pleased. Everybody made their way through. We were only down 7 teachers, so we were able to support that. But I've already gotten news that although many made it into work, several are not making it home. They were kind of holding out for the 101 to reopen. Those that live in Gilroy, live in Morgan Hill. So, so they're being patient.
Oh, thank you for your report. I appreciate it. It's very, very good. Estefani, are you there? Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, everyone. Happy New Year. Thank you for having me here today. I just have a quick announcement. Well, the senator's office is having a Cash for College webinar. It's next, I want to say Wednesday, January 18th at 6 p.m. I sent over a email earlier today, so hopefully you all were able to get that. But if not, I have the link here with me and I'll be providing it in the chat. This is really a great opportunity for students and families to learn a little bit more about financial aid and financial aid options. So if you're able to make it, it's on Wednesday, January 18th at 6 p.m.
And where is that? Did you say where it was?
Yes, it's
Or is
a
it just, it's just a
virtual
webinar?
webinar.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, I'll be providing the link in the chat.
Okay. And that's it? No more information?
That's it for now. We are having a homeless health fair in February, but we don't have the date just yet, but I'll be providing more information as we get closer to that date.
Okay, you do keep us informed. That's
Yes,
great.
of course.
Thank you so much for coming tonight. We appreciate that. All right. Okay. Now, do we have anything about not on Noble? Any update on that situation? I don't know if I didn't see Valerie in the group. Ty, Susan, do we have anything new to say?
I can share based on what with the invoice payment of the last billings from the Silicon Valley Law Group that will represent the successful completion of the effort to protect the Noble area from the EIH development. Well done. That is a huge community achievement. And I think that we will look forward to, I think, chartering an organization within the BCAC to take the residual funds and direct them toward an effort for park improvement so that we are consistent and in high integrity with those people who were really so generous with their donations during the GoFundMe campaign that put the $20,000 in excess of $20,000 into the effort. Just an extraordinary achievement. And so that's what I see in the future. I think that, as I said earlier, I will be motioning to bring the ad hoc committee to closure with acknowledgement for all that they have achieved, and then move forward for taking the residual monies and using them effectively.
Keep everyone informed as to how we go about that and how that money gets spent. Thanks, Ty. All right. And pond restoration, do we have any info on that?
Yeah, if you can allow me to share my screen, Eric, I would appreciate it.
Eric will figure it out, I think.
I can give it to you verbally.
I think, oh, what? Well, Eric, did he hear you?
Ready and Ty.
There you go. See, there you go.
Okay, so I can share now. Let's see. Okay, good. Sure.
There. It started screen sharing. Okay. So we see you and we see that. There we go.
All right. Let me get back into the mode where I can do what you're doing. What happened? What did I do? Eric, I did something wrong. What did I do?
It's on the screen, but
So what do you see on your screens, ladies and gentlemen?
see the preliminary peninsula plan. It's
Okay.
got 2 pictures.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
it should be on the first sheet. 2022 Pond Revitalization Project, dated today. Let me report to the membership. Our objective was to create a vista point on a peninsula that juts into the pond at Penitencia Creek Park. We had also initially planned to replace some dilapidated sections of the perimeter fence along the Penitencia Creek Park pond as well. But we failed to meet the Cycle 4 grant deadline for completion. That's fundamentally 4 things. One is we got late city authorization to release the funds to us. And then because of some bandwidth limitations here within the organization, we got a very late start. Subsequent to that, there were several things that came up that were not anticipated. The Parks, Recreation, and Neighborhood Services identified some prerequisites that we had to take care of. First of all, the benches that we had used in the past were no longer acceptable. They wanted 2 more benches, which are much more expensive and had a much longer delivery lead time than what we had experienced in the past. Plus, they put a restriction on any kind of fence restoration conditional upon approval of the joint parties that manage that area, the Santa Clara Valley Water District, the County of Santa Clara, as well as the City of San Jose. And then because of the extra costs, what we had originally anticipated as being benches and a bike rack, as well as a trash receptacle, we had to scale back significantly. So those things brought us up against it, and we did not meet the deadline for completion. What we plan to do is, first of all, we remain committed to beautifying the Park Peninsula, making it a respite spot. Our plan is to, first of all, return the $5,000 Cycle 4 grant to the city, since we did not meet their completions deadline. And we will remap the funding for the park benches that have been purchased from the District 4 grant in the that currently holds a balance of $10,000. That will cover easily the procurement of the materials as well as the installation labor associated with pouring the concrete footer. It looks like we should be able to complete the project certainly by July of 2023. And I will continue to pursue partnership opportunities with other organizations to see if we can gain additional funding and with that expand the project. Just to give you an overview, what you see in the upper right-hand corner of the upper photograph is the community center, and the square encloses the peninsula that we're talking about. And the idea is to put the bench anywhere on that peninsula that has a lovely view, while making sure that we don't run into problems with underground infrastructure that will require an 811 clearance. And that's what the bench looks like. They cost $2,926 each. But it is ADA compliant. It does have a center armrest to prevent it from being used as a bed. And we will put a commemorative plaque on that puppy. That's what we're doing. And of course, we'll also be incorporating some drought resistant or drought tolerant vegetation in that area to kind of make it nicer. And so that's what I have to share with you. I apologize to the organization. I know that we had anticipated using that grant, Cycle 4 grant money in the fulfillment of this effort, but it just didn't work out this year. We're hopeful, and I've talked with the grant team, that should not prejudice them against our application for a Cycle 5 grant. So we'll be moving in that direction. And if you have questions. Okay, Linda, it's all yours then.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I was just curious, is there a reason why, in spite of the perk ponds up above Piedmont being mostly full, and even the pond halfway down Helmsley Drive being periodically full, that apart from gathering rainfall, the pond that we're talking about here has not been full in recent memory? Is that tied to some kind of a safety issue related to the fence, or?
Not that I'm aware of. As I understand it, and perhaps Richard can step in here and backstop me on this, but it is my understanding that it is a gravity-filled pond. And of late, for many, many years now, water has been precious. And so they have opted to redirect water into the groundwater percolation ponds or to hold it back in the reservoirs. And so that pond is kind of problematic in that regard. We are hopeful that in the future we'll be able to see water in it and make it a vista that it used to be. Richard, do you have anything you would like to add to that?
No, Ty, you said it real well. The main thing is this, the city and the county got to get together, make sure that pond is clean. And like you said, when there's excess water and the South Bay Aqueduct can send us some, we'll do it. You got to remember, we also do the maintenance in the Bob Gross ponds, as you just said, when that fills and there's enough water, we send it down to Penitencia. So it's usually a maintenance issues or lack of water, but you'll get water, and you got water right now. It's raining over there real well.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good question.
Did we lose Linda? Oh, Linda. Ron, you want to take over and announcements and close the meeting?
Me?
I
Well,
can,
I'm sorry.
do that. I can do that for
I'm
you.
sorry. I'm sorry. Ron was vice president in 2022. Roxanne stepped up to that role 2023.
I was
So
reinstated. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, there's Linda now reconnected.
She's on the phone.
Well, yes, we can go ahead and move right into announcements. If there are any announcements that anyone would like to share before we look for a motion to close.
if I may, then
I
Roxanne.
would just like to say that Jim and I walked over to the ponds on Noble twice this past weekend, and they were absolutely loaded with people. It was really great to see.
The ponds were loaded or just the area?
No, the ponds had tons of birds in them. It was really exciting. But there were lots and lots of people with children and dogs using
Yeah.
the area.
Using the path all the way to.
Cool. Isn't that cool? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
That's great.
Saw it too.
Yeah, and I would like to underline something that I had closed in the invitation to this meeting, and that is that we are tentatively planning for a summer event, building on what we had delivered last year. And so anyone that's interested in joining the team to make this effort possible, they have some pretty amazing plans, and it will take bandwidth and participation to make it all happen. But Robert McKinnon and Sandra Harrison-Kay have stepped up boldly as both new board members as well as committee leaders to move this forward. And we think it would be a great opportunity to bring community together in a party atmosphere, maybe bring resources, tables as well. So we're looking forward to that. If you have any interest, you know how to reach us. And so that's my announcement.
And the proposed date is in August. So we have time to plan if you have ideas. So we'll be developing that and keeping everybody informed. And so whoever wants to do certain sections of that night, because our July meeting went really well with the music and everything. Everybody had a really nice time. So we just wanted to expand on that and bring more people in that, you know, said they never heard of us before. So we're going to try to get a little better communications out there. So it's going to be coming up. Our next general meeting is February 13th, the day before Valentine's. And we have a board meeting next Monday, but it will not be at our usual place because the school district is closed. So Sandra and Robert had offered their home, but since they're not here tonight, I can't verify that, but I'll let you know. But we will have a board meeting because we have things to plan.
Starting this week, Margie Matthews will be displaying on the art wall for at least three months.
Oh, good.
She was our first artist that ever had the wall. And
Yeah.
since then, I'm sure she's made plenty of new works. So I look forward to seeing what she has.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Here.
because she really is a wonderful artist. I took a picture of that wall before with her standing there. So it's good. I've known her for so many years. So good job, Ron, to keep that going. I think it just livens up that area there because it was just so blah, so plain. So it looks nice. Thank you for that. Okay. And our March meeting is our Citizen of the Year Award and our ethnic presentation. So be prepared, invite people. We would like to make that month a really spectacular time. And so, the sheriff, Jeremy Jones, had said he'd like to, come back to our meeting with the new sheriff and the captain. I'm thinking, well, March is a good time because we'll really have lots of things going on, and that's a really special time for us. So keep that in mind for the March meeting. But I don't have any other announcements. Does anybody have anything else?
Real
Okay.
quick, Stephen
Yes.
Ngo with Mayor Mahan's office. Just want to let you all know that Mayor is very excited to invite everyone to the, we're going to be having a flag raising for Lunar New Year. That's going to be January 25th at City Hall, 10:30 a.m. There will be food. We'd like to invite everyone. Mayor Mahan is very excited to find time on his calendar, and luckily, Linda, I think you just found the perfect day for him to stop by and say hello to everyone. And it looks like
we will invite him.
And I'll just let his schedulers know. This Tuesday would be a great time for the mayor to come out and recognize some very important folks in Berryessa. A lot of his work right now is focusing on the, as Councilmember Cohen mentioned, the floods and emergency services. We saw a great number of people come out. Councilmember Cohen's staff came out yesterday to knock on doors alongside lots of volunteers. The mayor was knocking on doors. So we really just want folks to know where the resources are, and if they need help and support, please do not hesitate to reach out to the city. Besides all that, Mayor is very excited to kick off tomorrow with the very first council meeting, and it will be a very exciting one with 4 new fresh faces. And if you have time to tune in, come on down, please feel free to. If it's rainy and windy, feel free to log in over Zoom and watch through there. But thank you very much.
Do we contact you to get to the mayor? Yeah.
Yes, please feel free. I'll throw my email in the chat in case need to reach out. And in terms of bandwidth for the August event, I'm sure the mayor would love to find some bodies on our team to help support that in any way possible, because August will be coming out of the July recess. So what better way to kick things off, right? When things started again.
I saw your name up there and I couldn't remember who you were representing. You've been around for a while, so
I've been floating around. Yeah.
You're like
Stephen.
Tim.
Yeah. Stephen, a quick question. At this Lunar New Year celebration, will the new mayor be wearing a bunny suit?
That is a great question. So, funny story is, it's actually Year of the Rabbit for the in the Chinese zodiac, but for the Vietnamese zodiac, it's Year of the Cat, because way back when, Chinese culture and Vietnamese culture, we shared a lot, and the word for cat and rabbit sound very similar. So there was an error somewhere hundreds, maybe thousands of years ago, and one side believes it's the Year of the Cat, the other believes it's the side of the rabbit. But we're going to be very excited to just have folks come out and celebrate with us. It'll be co-sponsored with council members Peter Ortiz, representing District 5, and Councilmember Bien Duan, representing District 7. And we just really want folks to come out. I know that by the time Lunar New Year happens, we'll already, it'll be before the next BCAC meeting. So wanted to throw it out there for folks.
Yeah, great. All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad you popped in and gave us your announcement. Appreciate it. We'll keep you informed. All right. Anybody else? Anything else to go on? All right. My battery had died. I had to come and plug my machine in. So anyway, now it's alive. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming tonight. I appreciate it. It was better than running out in the storm and having to worry about the traffic. So anyway, good night. We'll see you later. Adjourn the meeting. 8:04. Oh my goodness, what are we going to do with ourselves?